Hello friends, today I will discuss the numerical problems on locus diagrams. To understand the locus diagrams, one should know the voltage and current relations in the passive elements resistance, inductance and capacitance. In a pure resistor, when AC voltage is applied, current flows through the resistor, then the voltage across the resistor and the current flowing through the resistor are in phase with each other like this. This is the voltage vector, this is the current vector which are in, in phase. Similarly, if you draw the waveforms also we find like this. This is the voltage waveform, this is the current waveform like this. They are in phase. Similarly, when it comes to the inductor, so if we apply the AC supply to the pure inductor, a current will flow like this. Then the voltage across the inductor will lead the current flowing through the inductor by 90 degrees like this. So here we assume that the vectors rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. If you look at the waveforms of the voltage and the current, so we find here voltage leading the voltage leading the current by 90 degrees. This is the voltage waveform, whereas this is the current. So current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. Similarly, when it comes to the capacitor, if you apply the AC supply to the capacitor like this, then a current will flow through the capacitor like this. Then the voltage across the capacitor lags the current flowing through the capacitor by 90 degrees like this. This is the voltage across the capacitor. This is the current flowing through the capacitor. And if you look at the waveforms, the current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. So this is the current vector, whereas this is the voltage phasor. So having known these rules, so we can apply this to draw the locus diagram for the circuits. So let us take a problem. For the following circuit, draw the admittance diagram with omega is equal to 5000 radians per second. Determine the values of capacitors C at resonance. So at resonance, the voltage and the current are in phase with each other. That is, the phase angle between the voltage and the current flowing in the circuit will become 0. So if you look at this circuit, so here this is RC branch and this is the RL branch. RL branch is fixed, whereas the RC branch has the variable capacitor like this. The current flowing through the capacitive branch we call as I2, whereas the current flowing through the inductive branch we call as I1. And here the values R1 is given as 5 ohms and L1 is given as 0.6 millihenries, whereas R2 is given as 4 ohms, whereas the capacitor is variable. So this has to be known for what values of capacitor the circuit is going to resonate. Here the circuit values are given like this. R1 is given as 5 ohms, L1 is given as 0.6 millihenries, R2 is given as 4 ohms and C2 is variable. This capacitance is to be found for getting the resonance for this circuit. So sometimes there may not be possible to get the resonance. So we have to see for this case. So let us say first take the fixed branch, that is fixed values branch. The reactance of the inductor L1 is given by XL is equal to omega L, and omega is given in the data that 5000 radians per second, and L is also given as 0.6 millihenries. So if we multiply these omega and L values, then we get 3 ohms. So for the branch 1, that is for the fixed branch, that is inductive branch, we call as the first branch, admittance is given by 1 by Z. Z is nothing but 5 into, that is R1 value, 5 plus J3 ohm. So then we get what is called the admittance Y1. After simplification, we get 0.147 minus J 0.088 ohms. Similarly, for the another branch, that is capacitive branch, so we assume that initially the capacitive reactance is 0. In that case, we get the radius for that locus as R is equal to 1 by 2R. R value is given as 4 ohms, so we can get R is equal to 1 by 2R, that is 1 by 2 into 4, that is we get 0.125 mhos. Then what is Y2? That is for branch 2, we can write a general equation as 4 minus JXC. So we know what is Y1, that is for the fixed RL branch, what is Y1. Similarly, for the RC branch, we have the general expression, that is 1 by 4 minus JXC, which we call as Y2. Now, we calculate what is the net admittance. YT is equal to Y1 plus Y2. If we add both, we get like this. So after this, you multiply here numerator and denominator with 4 plus JXC. Then we get equation like this. So after further simplification, we get like this. And then separate the real part and the imaginary part, then we get like this. At resonance, the imaginary part will become 0, means only real part will be present. So to get the values of capacitor at resonance, we have to equate the imaginary part of the net admittance. So that is, this value should become 0, that is J part. So once we equate that to 0, we get minus 0.088 plus xc divided by 4 square plus xc square. And after simplification, we get like this, minus 0.088 into 4 square plus xc square plus xc is equal to 0. If you further simplify this, we get xc square minus 11.36 xc plus 16 is equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation. If you solve for this xc, then we get two values. xc1 is 9.71 ohms. xc2 we get as 1.65 ohms. Because we know the supply frequency omega is equal to 5000 radians per second. So we can calculate what is the capacitance value. That is C1 is nothing but 1 by omega's xc1. So that is 1 by 5000 into 9.71, then we get 20.6 microfarad. Similarly, x2 is 1.65, so we can calculate what is C2, that is 1 by omega xc2, that is equal to 1 by 5000 into 1.65, then we get 121 microfarads. That means for this circuit, there are two values of capacitor at which the circuit is going to resonate. So if you look at its locus diagram, we get like this. This is a fixed branch, so it is a RL branch. So first to draw the voltage vector like this, and the current flowing in the fixed branch we call as I1. Because it is a RL branch, automatically the current lags the voltage by some angle, so we put it as I1 like this, which is lagging the applied voltage like this. Then you have the variable branch, that is capacitor variable and resistance fixed. So whenever you have the one element variable, automatically we get the vector or the locus in the semicircle form. Because it is a capacitor circuit, capacitor and resistance branch, automatically the current flowing through this we call as I2, and that will definitely leads the voltage by some angle like this. So when x2 is equal to xc2 is equal to 0, then this I2 will be maximum, and because the resistance is only present when xc2 is equal to 0, so the current flowing in the circuit is also maximum, so that is V by R2. That V by R2 is the maximum value, that is nothing but I2. So if you look at this, we have the fixed branch current, that is I1, and it is a RL circuit, so the current lags the voltage by some angle like this. We call that as I1. Whereas we have the I2 branch, so where the capacitor is variable. So in a RC circuit, the current leads the voltage by some angle. So whenever we have the variable capacitor, automatically the current locus for that I2 will be semicircle. When it is capacitive and resistance branch, automatically that current the locus, which is in the semicircular form, will lead the voltage vector. So that we can see here. So to draw that, so make the capacitive reactance 0. In that case, the current flowing through this branch, that is I2, will be maximum, that is nothing but V by R2. So that is what is drawn here. So once we draw the admittance diagram, we get like this. This is the G axis, this is B axis. For the first branch or the fixed branch, the admittance we call as Y1. It has the susceptance value which is equal to minus 0.088, that is we get here, and its conductance is 0.147, that is we get like this. So G plus JB vector is nothing but this Y1. Next, coming to the Y2, we have the variable capacitor and the fixed resistor, and resistor value is there 4 ohms. So to get the its Yt, so what we should do is first you make the capacitive reactance is equal to 0, then we get the pure resistive circuit, and the semicircle that we get will have the radius called 1 by 2 into R, that is 1 by 2 into 4, that is 1 by 8. So we get 0.125 as the radius for the Y2 admittance like this. So because the capacitor is there which is varying, so automatically the current that flows in that RC branch will always lead the voltage vector like this. This is the in phase vector, that is when xc2 is equal to 0. When xc2 is present, we get the current above this, means leading the voltage vector by some angle. So if the xc2 is equal to infinity, current becomes 0, that is this point we get. So in between we get several XC2s. For the circuit to resonate, there are 2 points at which this Y2 locus is cutting the G axis. This is one point, this is another point. So for two capacitor values, the current flowing in the circuit is going to become in phase with the applied voltage. So if we get those capacitive values, so we can say the resonant capacitors for resonance is one is at this point, the other is at this point. So having calculated those values, we can say one capacitor value is 20.6 microfarads, whereas the other capacitor is 121 microfarads. So at these two capacitor values, this circuit will resonate. Let us go to the another problem. Draw the locus diagram for the following circuit. Here, if you look at this, there is RL branch which is fixed, whereas another RL branch is also there, but one resistor is varying. So the current flowing in the fixed branch is I1. The current flowing through the variable branch is I2, and the input current is I, and the applied voltage is V. So to draw the locus diagram for this, first we have to take the fixed branch current and draw the voltage vector first on y-axis. So because this is a RL branch, so the current flowing is I1, it will lag the voltage by some angle. It is not exactly 90 degrees because R is present, and let us say the current flowing in this branch is I1, which is lagging the applied voltage by some angle like this. Then you have another current called I2. To draw this, so first of all we make the variable element value is equal to 0. When variable element value is 0, that is resistance is 0, then only inductance will be present in the circuit. So, and the relation between voltage and the current flowing through the inductor is 90 degrees. That is, the voltage across the inductor leads the current by 90 degrees. So basing that, we get the maximum current like this. So this is the voltage vector, whereas this is the current vector when resistor is 0. So we get the current flowing in the inductor or the inductor circuit or variable inductor circuit will lag the applied voltage by 90 degrees like this. And this is the maximum value. So once we start increasing the resistance in that branch, so instead of the current lagging at 90 degrees, it starts approaching the voltage. So if we increase the resistance, so instead of the current vector here, it reaches here. If you further increase the current, it reaches here. If the resistance value becomes infinite, which is not true, then the current flowing in the circuit will become 0. So we get the semicircle like this. This is I1, this is the I2 variation. Similarly, draw the circuit for the following locus diagram. So far we have seen, given the circuit, drawing the locus diagram. So suppose we know the locus diagram and we want to know the circuit, we can draw it. So let us say this is the the locus diagram given. So for this we have to draw the circuit. So if you look at this here, so I1 is leading the voltage by some angle, means definitely in a RC circuit only the current will lead the voltage vector by some angle like this. So definitely this I1 indicates RC branch, and that too they are fixed values. Next, so look at the maximum current here. So here we have a maximum current vector and which is leading the voltage by 90 degrees. Means definitely current leads the voltage by 90 degrees only when the capacitor is present in the circuit. So next, when the similarly there is a resistor in series with it, but that resistance must be a variable one. So when resistance is 0, the current flowing through that capacitive circuit will be at 90 degrees with respect to the voltage. If the resistance increases, automatically the current I2 approaches the V like this. So if you further increase, we get like this position I2. And suppose we make R2 is equal to 0, in that case, or R2 is equal to infinity, the current becomes 0 like this. So finally, the second branch current will follow this semicircle like this. This is I2 and this is I1. And this is the applied voltage. So again, another problem. Find the circuit for the following locus diagram. So look at this. This is the voltage axis and this is the current locus. We have I1 here and here we have the I2 which is varying. And if you look at this properly, this current I1 is leading the voltage vector by some angle. So definitely it is a circuit or the branch consists of R and C which are fixed in nature. So we can say R1, C1 like this connected across the supply. Next, you have the maximum current here. That current is in phase with the applied voltage. Means it will have the fixed resistor but variable capacitor. So when the capacitive reactance is 0, then we get the maximum current in this branch. So we get the current is I2 maximum with the XL is equal to 0, XC is equal to 0. So then if you further increase the XC, then automatically the current starts leading the voltage by some angle like this, I2 like this. In case that XC2 becomes infinite, the current becomes 0 here. So ultimately it traces a semicircle with respect to the voltage vector or with respect to the I2 maximum. So let us take another problem. Find the locus diagram for the following circuit at resonance. So look at this. This is a circuit given, and to draw the locus diagram for this, so first of all look at the fixed branch current, that is I1 here, whereas the current flowing here is I2. I1 is a fixed value and it is lagging the voltage by some angle because it is a RL branch. So this is the voltage vector. I1 is lagging the applied voltage by an angle. Then in the variable branch, first make the variable element impedance is equal to 0. Then we get the resistance, pure resistance. So for that find out the current. So that is a pure resistor. So you will get the maximum current and that current will be in phase with the applied voltage. So we get like this. That is the I2 maximum. Then if we increase the capacitance, then the current starts leading the voltage by some angle like this. Suppose if you increase that capacitance value to infinity, the value becomes, the current value in that branch becomes 0. For in between we find the semicircle like this.